Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Replay. I am Andrew Reiner. We're once again celebrating one of the top 300 games of all time. We're looking at Batman Arkham Asylum. I got Andy McNamara here.
What's up?
Dan Tack.
Hello.
And sitting in for Leo Vader today is the one and only Ben Hansen.
Hello!
Hey.
Should I go for the sweet angelic voice of Leo? I'm not sure.
I think you nailed it.
Okay, great.
You video guys all sound the same to me.
Yeah, there you go.
Every single person.
Oh, wow.
All right. So
who is this Batman character?
I've never heard of him.
he's in the Marvel Universe with Iron Man and
Oh, good. He's always with Spider-Man
Yeah.
and Iron Man and
That's cool.
Hellboy.
the Avengers. Is he going to be in the Infinity War?
So this series has kind of a weird track record with publishers. This was Eidos Montreal, or Eidos published this one, developed by Rocksteady, but then Warner ended up taking over as the publisher and purchasing Rocksteady.
It's very clear.
All
that's
based
one way
on
to do
this
it.
game. That's
Yeah.
how good this game was.
So would you say that this would be the quintessential superhero game? Like, did this
I
one-
think so.
This
Yeah.
one was the spark.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we had a lot of Batman games before this. Andy probably remembers some great Super Nintendo and Genesis Batman games based on like the animated series.
Yeah, they were fun. They were more beat 'em up kind
Yeah.
of things. Yeah. Which this, not to say that this game isn't, but yeah.
But
It's
this
a smarter beat 'em up.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
incorporated detective skills. Really, here's the Joker, voiced by Mark Hamill. Put the villains front and center. Better place to do that than Arkham Asylum, which everybody thinks Batman, they think Gotham City. But Arkham ended up being kind of like Rapture from BioShock, right? Like just this really iconic, cool place to explore.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody knows Arkham now. Like it's a staple.
Well,
also,
it's
too,
weird.
I'd like
because-
to,
go
I
ahead.
was going to say, I also like to point out that I think Mark Hamill as the Joker deserved to win Best Voice Acting in Video Games every year he did this character, by the way. I'd like to point that out.
Especially Arkham Knight. Their performance is amazing.
Yeah, he's so good.
I mean, Reiner, when you first heard about this game, were you expecting it to be more of like an adaptation of Grant Morrison's Arkham Asylum?
Yeah, a little bit. I thought it'd be darker. I mean, this is fairly dark, but yeah, I thought it would be kind of more artistic in that way. But I expected it to be terrible.
Really?
Like that was kind of the stigma that stuck around with. You had all those bad movie interpretations, right? That were coming out left and right. So when we heard there was a new Batman game, we didn't really expect much from it.
Well, I mean, you thought it was going to be terrible until we got our first view of it when they came out and showed us this game and
Lost
it's-
our minds,
And we lost.
yeah.
I mean, basically, we saw this intro. This is what they brought us, was this intro. And it stops at a door, right? Oh, the door,
Yeah.
I assume, is in here. And that's when we were like, what's behind the door? And they're like, can't show you what's behind the door. And we were like, that kind of sucks. But we left that meeting, and Reiner was like, he was twitching. Like, you could look at him.
I was like the Joker, just frothing
Yeah,
at the mouth,
was-
mad
he
after
was,
that.
He was not in a good state. Or maybe in a too good a state.
And we did unveil this game. This was a first look on Game Informer's cover. We did
Yeah.
a Batman and Joker variant cover, which are very cool. We have a autographed version of the Joker one by Mark Hamill in our office.
That's so cool. What's the story behind that?
I don't remember.
I do.
I don't know where that came from.
It was sent to us by the guy that basically set this whole thing up for us, or whatever, the whole thing at the time. So that's who sent it to us.
That's amazing.
Was his name by chance Mark?
No, it wasn't Mark Hamill.
Hey, soldier.
So they had like the voice acting in. Was that a huge blast on that cover story pitch? It's like, what? You actually got the animated series voice actors for this thing?
I don't think we would have said. I don't think.
Really?
I
That's
know-
such a
I
cool
think
touch.
I was doing that for everything they were doing, but
Okay.
I think it was more that. I mean, at the time it looked good. We played the, what are they called, like the I'm gonna totally get it wrong, but the like fight rooms, danger room kind of thing, where you'd sit there and do the like
the challenges.
Yeah, the challenge and work on the combat. And that was the first time we had seen this engine that I think everyone in gaming is really familiar with now, since it's gone on to be like, some version of it in other games. But this is the first time we kind of saw this Batman combat system that was just kind of impressive, I guess, overall, as far as the way that you could move and fight and defend and also work in a lot of different attacks. I still feel it's like one of the best combat systems as far as brawling goes that's out there.
Yeah, and it's still alive. We haven't seen a Batman game in a while, but it's still alive in Mordor.
Yeah,
that's another Warner game.
Mad Max.
And other games have tried to riff off of it, right? I mean,
Right.
I think this, and even this one is not the best version anymore because they've expanded on it over time. But I mean, like, it's good. It's real good. I mean, and every one of these Batman games, I'm like, oh, I should not fight those guys. I'm gonna go fight those guys.
Whatever, just be quick.
Just because it's fun.
Following procedure.
And one of the big things this game did is it told its own story. Hanson, you called out, yes, you're familiar with this version of Joker done by Mark Hamill. I was looking at the guard back there at the end of the hall with the shotgun. He was missing a hand. That was bit off by Killer Croc in a comic book. So they have some cues that are familiar within Batman's many universes. But Rocksteady told their own story over, I guess, the course of their 3 games, but ended up being 4 because Warner Montreal made kind of a prequel spin-off game.
It's always weird talking to Rocksteady on that Arkham Knight cover story trip. Like, well, the Arkham trilogy. Well, not quite Rocksteady. I know that's how you see it, but the outside world.
I liked that game from Montreal. I did not think. I mean, it wasn't as good as the Rocksteady games, but it was a good game. It had some things that they changed the combat system that I didn't think made it better. Made it a little less exact, I would say, is the thing that bothered me about that combat system. But it was still fun.
Yeah, I remember that Deathstroke fight in the beginning was just a buggy mess when I tried to play it. It was so frustrating trying to blast through that.
That was like the weakest part of that game, though. And it was early.
Yeah,
It was the first boss fight, I think.
Yeah, but there were definitely fights you got into where you were like, I do not like these, like, QTE kind of integrated in. I was not a fan. But I made it through.
This is such a cool moment.
I've got your scent, Batman.
And now Killer Croc is a cool character, Reiner? Just want to double check here.
Outside of the Suicide Squad movie, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool character.
Very relatable.
I mean, I don't even think. I was thinking about this. You could just know Batman, Joker, and play this game, and there was cool stuff to see and bad guys to fight. And if you knew something about the comics, you could. There was another level to this game. And in particular, I like this game a lot because it's linear, which I know some people are not as or more linear. I should say.
Yeah, there are camps that like City.
Yes.
Because it gave you more of a full Batman experience with the gliding and all that stuff really done up. Whereas I think Arkham Knight, everybody wanted the Batmobile. That was like the last piece, but that one was more of the divisive of the 3, right?
Yeah,
like,
I didn't hate the Batmobile as much as everyone else. I mean, I didn't love it, but I didn't. There were a lot of people that despised the Batmobile, and I never got the pure hate. But it was, I get it. There were the challenges.
control.
The challenges were annoying when you had to do tank fights for.
Yeah, maybe it was used a little too much. Like,
Yeah.
That's the one thing I would say. Like,
Especially by the end, it kept on going with those tank fights. Like, all right, I'm cool with half this amount. I
Yeah,
don't need more
yeah.
of this in my life.
What are you
But it's become a weird lightning rod where that's like the go-to complaint. It's like it's the equivalent of the Red Dead Mexico, where it's just become this like staple go-to complaint about the game. When in reality, it's not that bad. It's fine.
Yeah, but when you make something amazing, fine is not. It's very noticeable.
Right. I guess that's the problem. Yeah. Stop being so good, Rocksteady.
Yeah, I've heard many rumors about what Rocksteady's going to do next. I'm still not entirely sure what it's going to be. I have certainly, I think either over dinner or through someone else, I have told them that, you should just stop trying. And I think, by the way, I think someone else at Warner said too, was just like, make the Batman game, but you're the Joker. where I run around in the city and I cause all the problems, like flip-flop it. People would go nuts
Yeah, they really would.
I think those
for
like
a Joker
PS3
game where you were basically the Grand Theft Auto, but you're the Joker.
And you can recruit bad guys.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That would be
I'd play that.
insane.
I mean, that would be an amazing game. I don't know why it's like, hey, maybe we should do some other series. Or, there's a rumor for a while, I think Superman, which, I hope Beyond Hopes is dead. I don't want a Superman. I do not want a Superman game from
Yeah.
Rocksteady. But
Long night, Jim.
that's my own personal opinion. I mean, I'm sure they could show me how it could be cool, but, man, the Joker game would be...
That'd be huge.
Yeah,
The thing
I
with
mean...
the Superman is, I'm sure it would be a great game, but Superman is like super boring, like as a character, right? Like, it's just,
Well, he's just ultra powerful.
Fly around
How
and
do you?
kill
What do you
everything.
do with that?
yeah.
Well, and I think, too, in the Joker game, you go like, the last boss is Batman.
All right.
Spoiler alert.
I wanna
You'd be
play
like,
this game
yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah. You'd be,
What?
you'd be like, okay, I'm in.
There's James Gordon. Some people call him Jim.
Fun facts.
Thank. Good thing you're here, Reiner, for that extra dimension.
That's the extra lore we really need.
Yeah, one thing you won't see in this, but by the end of the game, Batman's suit takes on damage. He grows more stubble as the days go on. I don't remember how long it lasts. But that was kind of a cool little touch you didn't see often in games, too, was progressive character model damage and passage of time.
Alert the warden.
Yeah, I think there was that DLC for the PS3 version, right? Where you could play as the Joker, like a pre-order bonus or something.
Yeah, just kind of a little challenge mode thing,
Yeah.
right?
And then not to spoil anything in Arkham Knight, but I think it kind of fulfills some of
Oh.
those fantasies as well.
A little bit. Not to the degree that Andy's talking
For
about,
sure.
though. But, like, like, where do you set up your... To riff off what Andy's saying, like, where do you set up your criminal empire? Oh, hey, there's an amusement park. Do you want to be that obvious, or do you go somewhere else maybe and do it?
Right.
That would be awesome.
This sounds way too cool. I'm serious. Like,
Dan, you take this over like a new IP from Rocksteady?
I really, the more you think about what they could do with a game like that, yeah, I think so.
Well, you think about it, too, and you go, like, what if they did something like GTA 5 where you had 3 different characters that you moved around through and you did different stuff through
Yeah.
the town so you could, it could be more than just the Joker.
Like all your characters are psycho.
Yeah, you could pick
could-
all kinds of crazy people.
That's amazing.
I especially the Arkham City. I mean, there were a lot of things that were very amazing about that game. That whole fight with what was it? I mean, was it? I don't want to spoil anything, but like the whole fire thing underneath the city. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like with the car.
Oh, yeah.
Like towards the end. I mean, the whole like last half when like the whole city's contaminated kind of thing is insane. I thought that was very next level as far as like an open world being very affected by the game itself, and I would love to see what they could do when you were the crazy person putting that stuff together.
And I think, speaking of that underground, their plot twists are very good in these games, too.
Oh, they're fantastic.
And just they keep you engaged as much as the combat, which if you saw there, it was kind of directional based. I'm just throwing punches in different directions. When I'd get the, lack of a better term, spider sense, bat sense.
Yeah.
You hit Y to triangle or to counter. And I'm guessing all of you guys could just pick up this controller and just immediately play it. Like it's like Tony Hawk, right? Like you just remember how this game plays.
It's very intuitive. It's very fluid.
So I went in this room earlier. There's a bit of a Metroid element to this game and a lot of puzzles and secrets, one of which is the Riddler trophies. So you could see he left his markings here, implying there is a secret here. I don't remember the means of getting it, but I believe I could get that. And then you do collect lore, which is kind of cool on giving you more. Like Andy said earlier, you could just play the game with Joker or knowing Joker and Batman, but you could read these bios and figure out,
Yeah, who these
people
who's
are,
this
yeah.
calendar man
They
guy?
do
Yeah.
they do a good job at like showcasing the other villains and
Yeah,
then
they
what
do.
their whole deal is. Like the Scarecrow fight, I think is pretty early on in the game, right? Where it's actually like a nightmare dream state kind of thing, which is really crazy and very appropriate for the villain.
And also, too, I mean, when they first showed me hunting in this game, being that, like, when you started to move between the gargoyles and, like, hangover guys, and I was very impressed. Just a lot of things that it had, and I think this game innovated with, was that you would, like, grab one guy and pull him into the sky, and everyone else in the room would be like, oh my God, man, Batman's here. Where'd Jim go? And like there was a lot of interactions from the AI as far as what you did and like the way they would freak out, and it was fun to terrorize them a bit when you were doing those kind of hunt modes. And the other thing too, what was fun about that is that you really did. Even though at first I was like, I don't know if I get this, and then once I did, I said to myself, this is a great way to feel like Batman, and that was the thing that this game did so well was feel like Batman, be a detective, right? Outsmart your guys, have like technology that outdoes the bad guy. I mean, it had all those things that made Batman and empowered the gamer to be that. And like you said, those Metroid elements that when you got new toys, you were like, oh, I know what that toy does.
Yeah, I'm going back this way and that way. And then more secrets open up. It's just a wonderful experience.
Yeah,
get out of my way.
Get him.
We did our personal top 10s. I thought about this game on there. I did not, but it's.
Lucky to be alive.
I love this series. I mean, I hope that Ben Affleck doesn't come along and ruin it and we never see it again.
That's a real possibility, right? Like
Yeah.
Warner obviously wants to foster its growing movie empire, trying to take on Marvel.
Is their movie empire growing? I
They're
feel
doing a
like
killer
like
job.
their movies
It
have been
is.
real duds.
So Batman v Superman, Justice League I didn't like, Suicide Squad I hated. Wonder Woman was wonderful, right? Like
So
she's a cool character. They got one character
one.
right.
They have one.
Hey, Aquaman's on the way.
Oh no.
No, Aquaman is not on the way.
It is?
No, it is not.
But there's
Yeah,
no,
it's
it's
filming.
Aquaman.
Oh, it might be filming, but it's not going to be a hit.
Oh, look up there.
I promise you, Aquaman is not going to be a
Yeah,
hit.
it won't be. Nobody
Well, it's
cares
Khal
about
Drogo,
Aquaman.
right?
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah,
cares
it's
about
not going to
Aquaman.
be a hit. No, it's not.
That guy looks great with his shirt off.
He does look great with his shirt off,
They
but
need to get
it's not.
their ringers in good movies.
Yeah,
instead of,
I
like,
mean, I don't know. I at this point, Marvel could make any movie they wanted and crush it, and I
Yeah.
would go see it because I believe they can crush it. In DC, I mean, I don't know how anyone has any faith in it. I actually thought Wonder Woman was
He won't see me.
good.
yeah, actually, I thought it was okay to do.
Yeah,
I'm
I
with
a lot of
them,
people thought it was
Reiner.
great. I love. Okay, first of all, I love Wonder Woman. I think she's amazing, and I liked her character. I just didn't like the story that much. I thought the plot was in that movie.
I really, really loved it. One part I didn't like was kind of the reveal of the villain toward the end. I don't want to spoil it for people, but I just thought it was unnecessary given the message they kind of established. At one point. But man, I adored that, and I liked the first Captain America. I know a lot of people had problems with that being a period piece as well, and just kind of a weird
There's nothing
origin.
wrong with
no,
it being a period piece.
Captain America was great. No, the period piece is not the problem. It just wasn't that good of a plot. It really wasn't. I don't think. I get kind of over. That's why I don't like movies that much. That's why I like games better. But I loved her origin in Wonder Woman. The beginning was great, and then once they left the island, I felt like it went downhill.
You like the longer experience. Are you more into TV shows?
No, it's just I hate. The thing I hate is I hate when people do things in movies with no reason, and people do it all the time in movies, and it makes me crazy. Like when there's no logic to the things they do, that's what drives me crazy. And I feel like that movie lost a lot of its logic as it got out.
Here we go.
Oh, detective mode. What's
Yeah,
this?
I could see it. So we're going to learn to grapple now.
There it is.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's so cool.
it is. So, and going
I
back
mean, it's
and
still
forth.
cool, but this was like amazing at the time, and just landing and watching the bones tumble.
I mean, I think the graphics certainly have taken have lost some of their luster over time, but this game is still.
Yeah, for its age, it looks.
This game is
Dynamite.
rock steady.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
This isn't even the remaster. This is the original 360 version.
That's
we're
right.
playing here.
Yeah.
And I love the way they introduce different villains, like Harley here. This is closer. Suicide Squad modeled their version a little bit more off of this take than the original comic one. I don't know if you guys remember that.
It's about the only character that movie got right. I made it.
I tried to watch
They're
Suicide
Joker.
Squad. I made it 9 minutes, 10 minutes into that movie.
It's probably longer than most.
Half of that was credits. Oh, that movie was bad.
It is really bad. And the funny part is it gets progressively worse as it goes on. That's the crazy part.
That does not seem possible.
It really does. The end is
It
unbelievably
super
bad.
duper sucks at the end,
Yeah,
and in the beginning, and in the middle. Yeah, it's abysmal. Don't get Jeff Cork started on it though. He's a half defender.
You know, like how do they make these great games with great stories and they blow it?
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to sit here and bag on it. It's just like it's more surprising that it did suck because they have all these awesome characters to draw from, and they just can't do anything with them.
And there are those rumors they're going to make a Suicide Squad game in the Montreal studio, the Arkham
Well, yeah.
Origins studio.
Arkham Origins ended with a teaser with Slade Wilson, Deathstroke, in prison, and I think Amanda Waller was there setting up like, let's start the team, and that was like, oh, the next game's going to be at least maybe he's going against Suicide Squad, or you play as Slade. Is the way it was kind of handled, right? Like, so people thought maybe you'd play the whole Suicide Squad.
I thought they for sure were making a Suicide Squad in Montreal, and it just got
I think
stopped.
Yeah, I think that's what happened, and I think there was a rumor of Damian Wayne, Bruce Wayne's, blood son, was going to maybe have a game, but I think that got canceled too. Look what I found.
Yeah, that's a Joker.
Good job, dude.
Although I should point out, the Lego Batman movie is great.
Yes, for sure.
If you
Best
talk about
Batman movie in years.
Is that the best Batman voice actor?
Will Arnett?
Yeah.
I mean, Kevin Conroy, you really can't bash in any way.
I mean, I don't know. I don't say he's good. He's great for the Lego movie.
I mean, when he's singing his own theme songs, it's really good.
Very cute. What's your earliest memory of Batman? Did you guys watch the Adam West show?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. I thought that was amazing back in the day.
I remember having my mind blown when I heard that they weren't actually walking up buildings. It's like, that's how much you believed in all that stuff, right? It was like, what?
I can see people. They're still moving.
Tack, did you read the original issue back when you were a kid?
Not the original issue, but
Oh,
I did.
I see.
I actually did.
Did you
read
know
the-
Bob Kane?
Old friend of mine.
Hey,
Bobby K.
we got drinks the other night.
These are some deep cut Batman jokes.
No, I did actually read some Batman comic. I had like one of those giant like anthologies from the early days.
Really?
That's how I got into Batman originally. Actually, I had one of those it's like a giant. It's like all the early comics bundled into one giant book. Like this was before graphic novels were super popular, but it was just like a.
I mean, I know people
It was
hate
huge.
on The Dark Knight now, but that was a pretty great comic back in the day.
I think, you know what's funny about that one? I think more people have read The Dark Knight Returns by Frank Miller than any other Batman comic. And that is like the most extreme, off-the-wall interpretation of him, right?
Yeah,
like at the
yeah.
end of his days, basically.
Yep.
You're probably
But
right.
Hopefully we'll... Oh, no.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Hopefully...
escape.
I tried. Well, I got it. Hopefully we get a decent Batman standalone movie here soon.
God, I hope so.
Well, they have the director Matt Reeves from Planet of the Apes. He's
That would be
working on
nice.
the standalone
How
movie.
about another? I mean, I want to know what Rocksteady's making. I want another good Batman game. I do want the Joker game too, but I would take a Batman game every 4 or 5 years, right? That's probably the pace we're looking for, right?
Well, now I want the villain game.
Yeah.
I don't want to do anything anymore. I just want the villain game.
I would love to see someone someday have enough money and enough like game credit as a developer and a director to do 2 games at once, where you do the villain game and the good guy game,
Oh,
and maybe
wow.
like a Pokemon kind of red and blue kind
Now
of
that
thing,
is
where
bold.
they crossed over at one point. But I don't know who can do that.
The Fire Emblem games on 3DS, they did something kind of like that with 2 sides, but
No, I'm talking about like a big, ridiculous, over-the-top AAA production.
yeah. But that's like the different console versions.
Would be fun.
Yeah.
I love what Joker starts doing to the Asylum, by the way.
Yeah. When he runs things.
So that's a takedown move. It's a little risky because enemies, you're vulnerable for a couple seconds.
Max combo.
I'm gaining experience points, which I will level up here soon and show you that.
You sure like walking around as Batman.
I do. I don't know if you guys did that. Did you just kind of slowly go through the Asylum, or did you just sprint?
I'm a sprinter, but I like that you want to. You're like Batman. Don't give no shit.
He's role playing Batman.
Yeah.
There he is. This is the end of Joker. Just kidding.
Yeah. He dies right here and it's over.
There's no escape, Joker. I will find you. I'm counting on it.
And all 4 games are Joker stories. Hamill did 3 of them. He did not do the Montreal game. That was Troy Baker doing a Mark Hamill impersonation of Joker.
There's a good one.
There.
Well, I'm dead.
Oh, you totally, you got this.
Use the evade move.
Buddy.
That guy, that's cool.
There it is.
Have a body. That was not a good start.
I headbutted him. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Now he charged you.
Ooh, he's a tough customer.
I think what they want you to do is evade when he does his charge. And then he runs into the wall, and then you can punch him.
That's a classic right there.
I know, it's a good one. Well, I remember later
How many
in the game.
times do you think they've used that in game?
Yeah, but the thing is, they teach you this, and then later in the game, there's a bunch of guys who are on you and the charging guy, and
Right.
that's when the charging guy is annoying.
Oh, he didn't hit the wall, but I'm going to go in anyway. Get out of there, Reiner.
Oh,
It's very
he's
Batman.
coming.
There he comes. He's angry.
I mean,
His heart. He's down.
He is.
Is this a time where I can climb on him?
he's got a headache. Uh-oh.
Looks like a real bad one.
Oh, that's going to leave a mark.
Unexpected, wasn't it? Well, note to self, need stronger test subjects.
This is the one where at the end, he uses that on himself, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You know, I did not like, that was like the only part of the game I didn't really like.
That fight was
Yeah, the
a
fight's
lot of
eh.
last bosses. Just
Yeah.
awful.
Well, the thing is, if you're going to have a boss in a game, you better be good at making bosses.
I guess that's why it was so surprising to me, because I did like a lot of the other boss fights, and it just seemed like it was like,
Yeah. What was the best one? Was that Mr. Freeze?
In City.
In City, yeah. Yeah, it was great.
It's cool. Where you just slowly take away all your options. You just
Yeah.
walk around that-
That was great.
Yeah, but there's Mr. Freeze in here too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this one's good, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but Scarecrow. I guess Scarecrow is the big one.
Scarecrow is
Yeah.
the big one, yeah.
But
Well,
that's
the
more
one
of
that
a
everyone
set
wanted
piece
to repeat,
moment.
Yeah.
that's the one that I remember, like, you know, as soon as I think of this game, that's the scene that I think of.
But I mean, there's so many good things in this game.
So, spoiler, Batman is using Bruce Wayne technology.
Whoa, wait a
exclusively.
minute.
Wow.
Is he?
Does he know Bruce Wayne?
He might. So we're going to level this up. We now have special combo throw and X. Get this door open. Thank you. And I like early in the asylum, you see a lot of guards and stuff like that. And as you get further in, they get picked off or you just won't see them anymore. And you will go outside into the courtyard and all that stuff.
Yeah, you get out there.
It's not just interiors.
You get outside pretty quick, right? Like
What's on the other side?
within the next 20 minutes.
Yeah, I think we might in the next 15 minutes
Yeah.
get there.
I'm still trying to figure out. I mean, if there's all these bad guys here, why is a hockey face mask going to protect you?
That's the kind of protection we really need.
I mean, I don't know that I'd be safe with that as my option for work in this environment.
Joker.
You've been talking to him for like the last 15 minutes.
I don't want to escape. I'm having way too much fun. I even have you here to keep a smile on my face.
Not for long.
Really? We'll see.
Good.
Oh, I forgot to say. Just in case you were planning on following me, I've arranged a little insurance.
Oh no!
Oh,
Harley as we
I tell you, those Gordons are always getting in trouble.
there's always those betraying guards.
to follow me. He dies. Harley's looking forward to it. Maybe
His character model's fantastic still.
It is.
Yeah.
Lip syncing, not so much, but
Yeah.
character model
But
good.
man, yeah, it's a great
Especially
Joker.
in City when he's like dying and his face is just like
I should go
melting
back to the
off.
holding
Ugh.
cells. Bowles wasn't too smart. He'll have left a trail.
Oh, Riddler trophy.
And here we go. So now we need to go out, go left. I think that door will be open for us. Hopefully.
Andy, did this game tickle your love for Metroid?
Tickle Your Love for Metroid, a new hit song.
That's a good one.
I mean, I think any game where I can backtrack and like look at maps, yeah, I think there is that. I do enjoy that quite a bit.
I'm getting him back.
I mean, I think this game
Oracle, I'm getting him back.
I mean, I think one of the first things we said, which I think is maybe still true, we were like, it's kind of like Batman Bioshock was maybe one of our first thoughts about this game. And then I think we said Batman, Metroid, and some of the things like that. But I think the game is shortchanged when we give it those kind of those. Is that's what its charm is? I mean, I think that's a quick language we can use to describe it. But I really felt like this game very quickly took on a life of its own, and I wasn't like reflecting on other games. I was like, just this is a cool Batman game, and I think that's why it's, so standout.
There's a tease for.
Hey, who's that
Someone?
guy?
Yeah.
Who is that?
Now,
Who's
is this
that
the
villain?
game? Now they had a tease in this game for the next game, right? That was hidden.
Yes, the city, the map of the city.
Yes.
Which people didn't find for like, man, maybe until we did the next cover story, they revealed where the secret was.
It was crazy though. That
Yeah,
it, had been
it
there
was
for
something
so
that
long.
maybe people didn't find.
And I think that was the other thing too. I think I played.
Get up.
I think when I played this one a second time, there was a bunch of stuff that I found that I was like, oh, that's like I totally missed these hints on the way in. You know, that we were going to fight this guy or fight that guy that are pretty obvious once you know.
All right.
I mean, for me, I don't know. I think this one game rocketed Rocksteady into the top tier of game developers in one shot. And I know that's the other funny thing too, that when we were checking out this game from them, when we knew they were coming, we kept talking about, was it Urban Chaos?
Yeah.
Which we were like, that's not a good game, but that's a real, like, this team did a really good job at this game. It's kind of amazingly well done considering it's Urban Chaos, right?
Yeah.
There was a lot of really cool things in there, and you could tell that that they had chops.
Yeah, but still, when we heard it was that, like this team, we were like, who?
We did have to look it up.
All right, what do I do here? I don't remember. Detective
Use
mode.
the batarang.
I just did.
Don't you have to shoot it? Like, a lot of them are always like, you have to like have them go through like the tiny.
Oh wait.
like
I'm
into
doing
there.
the DNA stuff or whatever. The isotopes, alcohol.
99.94% whiskey.
That's a lot.
That's a serious drink.
Come on, Batman. Figure it out. Okay.
I think you don't have to look at each and every one
He's doing a thorough investigation.
I'm Batman.
because they're
That's right.
they're just the breadcrumbs, right?
Yeah, I just need to make sure it's going up in percentage, right? So this is detective mode. There's various versions of this. Like in future games, it really even gets to the point of being ridiculous, where he can create holograms to recreate the crime in exact details. Is this it? Yeah.
Yeah, Origins really went all out with that for the first time, right? Like the weird
Yeah.
winding through time and whatnot.
Cool little riddles to put together, but believable, maybe not.
B-Man, Mr. J doesn't want you following us just yet.
Might have been a better way to do that.
Yeah, maybe.
The elevator fell.
Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious what happened.
Now, the trap down there till me and Mr. J did it.
So now we get some verticality.
Taken up to the surface in the elevator. If I want to follow them, I'll need to do
Do you
this
think if
the
I went back and
old-fashioned
played Urban Chaos, you could see some of the DNA there? Has anybody done that and checked it out? I don't know if we've checked it out for replay ever, Reiner.
I think you can a little bit, just in
I think
character design a little bit.
And I think some of the combat, there's raw versions of the combat, I think.
Okay.
I don't quote me on that, but
It is pretty amazing that the team that did that got a Batman game. You know what I mean? Like, to do their own thing with a Batman game too. I would love to know how that all came to be.
Yeah. Well, I guess, what was the last Batman game before this? Was it the Batman Begins?
Yeah, by EA, right?
Yeah.
Catwoman?
Oh, God.
No way.
I think there was a Dark Knight game that got canceled along the way. I forget who was developing that, like Pandemic or something. So maybe it wasn't too high of a bar for like, the Batman license. We'll just crank out another one of these games. And then, in theory, the devs just threw themselves into it in such a huge way and nailed it.
Well, there was a bit of a time, too, where it felt like they were spending more money on the license than they were on the games themselves.
I don't think I have Shock Chill.
And this is a game that felt like they made a good game that just happens to have a killer license.
Yeah. Yeah, just such a great idea. All right. Shimmy more.
Shimmy, shimmy, Cocoa Bop.
Yeah, you're shimmying.
Everybody
The
loves
iconic
shimmy.
Batman move.
They were like,
The shimmy.
when they were doing this, they were like, Laura Croft does that.
Yeah, that's right.
That sweet Eidos tie-in.
Yeah.
Should we have some box pushing?
Let's get that in there.
Let's maybe skip the box pushing.
Everybody loves box pushing puzzles.
So this moment here, it's kind of puzzle traversal a little bit. They did this, you'll be like, how do I get up to that clock tower? Again, Metroid-esque, where you're trying to figure out how to use your powers and all that stuff. I love that sound, too. That's very Bioshock, by the way.
It is. You're like trained to associate that noise with stuff. It's very cool.
Oh, this is one of the secrets.
It's very deciphered.
I am the spirit of Amadeus Arthur.
Amadeus.
Yeah, that voice actor might have been a little intense.
I think it was just intense enough.
Oh, good fight here.
Oh, no.
You got to get that counter.
I mean, if you're gonna be a
Hey,
spirit,
I
you
did
gotta go the
counter.
whole way.
There you go. Oh. That Batman guy. You don't want to mess with him.
He's a rough customer.
Ooh. That's gonna.
Batman, how's it going? Any sign of Dad?
Not yet, but I'm getting close. Harley Quinn tried to slow me down, dropped an elevator on me. Of course not.
Did it work? Well, I don't know.
Oh, Batman. Why would you say that?
Oh.
Yeah, the writing maybe not as great as I
Yeah,
remember.
I was noticing a few cracks in that armor, but everything
Joker.
else.
Yeah.
It's like, who could it be?
I don't know. I'm enjoying the writing quite a bit.
It was Paul Dini helping out with the first and
That's
second
right.
game.
Yeah.
Is that right? The Batman writer?
Animated series. He created Harley Quinn.
That's right.
She started in the animated series and later was adopted into the actual comic continuity, which was rare at the time. That stuff did not happen.
And now it's just
Oh, God.
Oh,
Right in the face.
she was just too cool of a character to pass up.
It's true.
I do not remember this part.
Oracle, Joker's men have taken control of the cell block transfer corridor.
That's not good. I patched into a guard radio. It sounds like Joker's crew have got their hands on weapons.
I know.
Yeah, I just got shot.
Isolated on the direct approach is suicide. I need to be smart. Find a different way past them.
Yeah.
Good thing there's just gargoyles here for no reason.
Gotta play
Hey, you can't have an asylum without, gargoyles.
Should I take them out or keep going?
No problem, Bob. Boys are just finishing off.
Get through here?
Chumps never stood a chance.
Arkham Chumps.
Yeah, how about that?
Oh.
rodent is on his way. You mean to set a trap? He must not. Oh, look who it is. I am
It's awesome.
Yeah. It'll be a surprise.
And they had TVs everywhere to continue the Joker conversation.
Yeah.
This is
yeah.
really smart.
Well, just to keep him in the game because he's so great.
Awesome design.
Personally, I think the best solution is to put him out of his.
So this is a stealth combo sequence where once they're alerted, things get really
Yeah,
tough.
it gets pretty
Yeah.
dicey.
Yeah, you want to try to keep it stealth as long as you can.
Yeah,
That's-
you
that's the
mentioned
thing, yeah.
this move earlier. I'll try to pull it off on this guy.
Yeah, you can totally. You can totally get that guy.
I generally completely hate stealth in games.
Is he
but
too far down?
This game,
Yeah, he might be too far down. Oh, that's a bummer.
Can you drop on him? Try pushing. Can you go underneath?
I can do this. And then just do this.
Oh, status.
Yeah, that's a good move. That's a good move.
Reiner, what do you think about the theory that there's the X-ray fight scene in Lego Batman in the movie? I don't know if you remember that, where they're on their way in and they have that extended fight sequence with the skeletons. Do you think that's a subtle reference to this, or are fans reaching?
I thought about that in the theater when that happened, so
yeah.
I hope so. Yeah,
Okay.
they had references to everything else.
It's true. Might as well reference this.
I mean, I think. I mean, everybody plays games now, right? I mean, who other than Ryan Reynolds doesn't play games?
Wait, why do you bring him up?
Because he makes me angry. Because he's Canadian. And he doesn't like hockey and he doesn't like video games. Like he's gone on record about not liking video games.
There's something wrong with that.
And I just think that there's something wrong with that.
I like the rare interview where he goes on record to say, "I don't like video games."
I mean, he's awesome in Deadpool, but I had to. He had to win me over.
Are you gonna boycott Deadpool 2 for his?
No,
game remarks?
I said I liked it. It's just
He had to win him over.
like
he had to earn it.
He should play some video games. Someone should help him out and get him to play some video games. To not
The
hate
Ryan
on
Reynolds
video games.
initiative.
I like
You
it.
need to help him out.
We're doing this. Let's get on Twitter, guys. Hashtag Ryan plays games.
I'm on board.
I mean, you know.
We need Deadpool to be cool with games, right?
Right.
Or at least just understand them. Yeah.
That's fair.
First game you should play, the Deadpool game.
No.
Oh.
We want him to like games.
Yeah.
That was Nolan North, though.
Yeah.
Harleen Quinzel.
Call me Harley. Everyone does.
I'm surprised you want.
Yeah, so all sorts of. You get lore in different ways, and you could use these vents if I was
Yeah, the
spotted.
vents.
And they have 2 entrance points usually.
I also a classic move in this. I think it was in this game too. I know it was in the later games for sure. Was when you got spotted was going between gargoyles as quickly as you could to hope that you could like lose the scent and then start over.
And you know what? I don't think we're gonna get outside. I said that we would.
Yeah,
I
thought we were
remember.
close, but it always
Wow,
it
broken
seemed a lot shorter.
promises.
It seemed a lot shorter in reality, right?
Part of the reason is I don't remember where to go.
Um,
It's not there.
I think it's out the way where all those guys were downed. I don't know.
What is this room used for?
Yeah,
In
it's up there.
Asylum. It's up there?
I think it's up that. Yeah, right there.
No, Batman.
He's out of control.
Just glide.
He is out of control.
Turn.
He's a wild man. He can't be stopped.
There's a ladder.
I just want him to.
There you go.
There we go. I told you it was right here, guys.
Yeah, you had it all along.
Dead end. I don't get I don't get it.
It's very witty.
Let's hear Batman say, "This man is dead."
I can believe it.
Batman, have you found my dad yet? Is that guy dead?
So this is a dead end. Oh, this is one of the. Is this one of the puzzles?
Yeah, you go to detective mode.
Yes, it is I, Edward Nigma,
Ah.
the Riddler, and more importantly, your intellectual superior. My genius has allowed me to easily hack into your primitive communications. My goal is simple. You complete a series of amusingly taxing challenges, and, well, you'll see. Ready for your first one?
Remember when he made all those racetracks in Arkham Knight for no reason?
Yeah, yeah. The racetracks were weird. I mean, that was them, the Batmobile.
Yeah.
Trying to make it
Oh,
work.
that's right. You could scan. So we're looking for hold scan.
So you did it. Well done.
What did I see?
I don't know.
Oh, this.
That one out, let alone the world's greatest detective.
I don't know what I did.
I don't either.
I think it was when you looked at the sign before. I think.
So we found
I don't
one.
know. Well,
But there's environmental puzzles too that are very cool. That guy looks like me.
you are not in every game you play, Reiner.
Yeah.
Just you know.
It was a massacre,
Bowles came walking in telling everyone to cover the
I don't
front
know. I mean,
entrance.
that's
It's pretty.
kinda,
They definitely use your likeness.
kind of me.
Joker's army coming through the main gate.
Well, when you adopt your look from the cover of every military shooter game, yeah.
Chance.
Was Bowles alone?
Thought he was. Then I saw Harley Quinn. She was surrounded by Black Gate prisoners. They were just
Don't look
killing
at his gun,
everyone in
Batman.
the
Don't look at
room.
his gun.
I got in here
Eyes
locking
up,
the door.
Batman.
Yeah, just Batman getting bored.
Had someone with him.
He's
Cool
zoning out.
They carried on without him. Must have outlived his usefulness.
Good. He was scum.
I like that guy. Let's get another upgrade quick. We're almost done here.
No,
I could play this all day, though.
Yeah, I know. I could watch this all day. Let's just keep going.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Oh, this is a tender moment. One of the top 10 moments of the year.
No,
I don't know if it's. I don't know
no,
if-
it's
I don't know.
not.
Oh, see, they taunt you a lot. You'll
Yeah.
see these and you'll be like, how do I get in there?
Nice tunes.
Now you got in my head is walking as Batman. Oh, boys go this way. Or maybe we are going outside. No, not yet.
It's got to be really close, but I don't know if we'll make it.
I mean, this asylum is a mess.
Yeah, I mean, but that was kind of like
This asylum
was
was
kind of-
kept in disarray.
all the stuff to look at was kind of what made it mind blowing too, right? It was like,
Yeah.
wow, there's stuff everywhere, and a lot of it's unique or just like interesting to look at.
And the only things that were pristine and in good shape were the grates, and Batman's going around and kicking them all in
Destroying 'em.
and ripping them all off.
That's what they spent their budget on recently. Greats. And
They got a great
here we
grading
are.
system, yeah.
Oh, is this going to be Ivy? No.
No,
We're just going out to
it
the
just opens
courtyard.
up, and you get to see all the. I think you get a nice.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Sweet, we made it. That'll be a good ending point.
Yeah.
Oh.
You get the car here too, right? Like in like 2 seconds.
I think you get a detective moment right away, don't you?
It's been a while.
It has been a while, but
Wayne Enterprises. is that
yeah,
thing?
exactly. He's like, I own everything here but this one spot.
Oops.
Oh, I thought you were gonna kill him there for sure.
Harley tells me that the Batman's car is still parked just outside of the intensive treatment building. Now,
What?
What is going on? Why didn't you kill those guys?
They're guards.
Oh.
So yeah, they're here now. Eventually, this
Yeah.
courtyard will be littered with enemies, but it's still under police protection or the guard protection.
Well, I'm glad they managed to protect the courtyard.
They're protecting the outside.
Good
area where
work.
There's nothing. Instead of the-
Excellent,
yeah.
excellent work.
They're really good at their jobs. They want to get that pension. All right.
It's showing me here.
But yeah, I think you're like, ooh, botanical gardens. I know who's there.
Yeah, you get a lot of clues. But this was just, I remember the first time I came out here, just exploring this for probably a good like 30 minutes, just running around.
And you know what?
Looking at
Compared to
stuff
the later open world, this is garbage.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy.
But yeah, just so much to see and do, and that sense that it just really opened up.
Yeah, and it's just a good. I mean, it's a hell of a Batman game.
Disable the Batmobiles.
I think that's a pretty good look at Arkham Asylum.
The Arkham Mansion.
That's number 52 on our list.
52.
I think City was 126.
Yeah, I mean. No, it would have been Asylum, or was it City? City?
City's later, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the one that got the highest props from us. Night did not make it. Origins didn't make it, but both are good games, right?
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, no, I think if you sat down and said, I'm going to play all 4 of these Batman games this weekend, well, one, I don't know if you'd finish them in a weekend, but
I would be impressed.
But that would be a great way to spend your time. They're great games.
And hopefully Rocksteady comes back with more.
Yeah, they can give me
Villains.
credits, and I'll take only 2% of the profits for my Joker idea.
selling it cheap.
Just so you know, guys, I'm cool with that. 2% is just fine.
Well, thanks, Andy. Thank you, Dan, and Ben Hansen in the booth. And all of you for watching. We'll be back in 7 short days with another episode of Replay.